Hi, everybody. We trust that you've been enjoying this journey through our 12-day Easter devotional. Today is day 11, where we'll be looking at the great silence.
Hi, I'm Maya, and today I'll be reading from Matthew chapter 27, verse 62 to 66. The next day, that is, after the day of the preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered before Pilate and said, "Sir, we remember how that impostor said while he was still alive, and after 3 days I will rise. Therefore order the tomb to be made secure until the third day, lest his disciples go and steal him away and tell the people he has risen from the dead. And the last fraud will be worse than the first." Pilate said to them, "You have a guard of soldiers. Go make it as secure as you can." So they went and made the tomb secure by sealing the stone and setting a guard.
Imagine the situation. Jesus is dead. He's been taken down from the cross, wrapped in linen, placed in a borrowed tomb, and a massive stone has been rolled in front of the entrance, and a Roman seal has been set in place. For the disciples, this was the end of the world. All the miracles that they had seen, the walking on water, the feeding of the 5,000, now it all felt like a cruel joke. They were hiding in a locked room, terrified that soldiers would be coming for them next. But while the world saw a dead man in the tomb, something else was happening. Matthew tells us that even though the disciples had forgotten Jesus' promise to rise, his enemies had not forgotten. They were so afraid of him, in fact, that they posted a 24-hour guard. They thought that they could secure a grave. But behind the scenes, the very foundations of hell were shaking. Scripture tells us that while his body was in the tomb, Christ was made alive in the spirit. And while the disciples wept, the stronger man was stepping into enemy's territory, disarming darkness itself. If you are in a Saturday right now, waiting for a prayer to be answered, waiting for healing, waiting for breakthrough, remember this. The silence of God is not the absence of God. Just because you can't see him moving doesn't mean that he isn't working. The greatest victory in history was being prepared in the darkness of a tomb. Here are some questions to ask yourself today. Why were the religious leaders more afraid of the resurrection than the disciples were hopeful for it? And what is one buried hope in your life that you are still trusting God to bring back to life? Here's your challenge today. Find someone who is walking through a hard season at the moment and send them a simple message of hope. I'm standing with you in the wait, because Saturday is not the end of the story.